Hello, my friends. Hello, hello. Good morning. It is I, Alphinius Goo from Origins. Yes, the game fair. Yes, far north of us in Colorado, in Columbus, Ohio. Yes, much fun. Hello, Camera Mandy. How are you?
I'm doing well. We're in the middle of this move, and
Yes, I know. And I am
there's
here. I
a.
am out partying and having a good
I
time.
know you're out
You are having to
gallivanting in
deal with all the
Origins,
moving.
and I'm at the office in the dust, going through our storage of 8 years as we move offices to a new one and
So
trying
deal
to.
with dust.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so much dust. So, but I am extremely happy to be here and
I can be.
to see how many
Hello,
people have said
Stacy.
hello
Hello,
this
my friends.
morning.
Hello, Pam. Yes, I did. Pam, look at this. This is marvelous. Yes, look,
I
it's
have the
new.
picture. I grabbed it for social
Oh,
media.
no.
So we'll have to just go do that. And we have a really fun show today because Rick from
Yes,
Tabletop
the
Santa
tabletop Santa. Yes, he is
is
a
going to be on.
TikTok fame, and he is very cool. We've been friends for a long time. I'm so excited about it, Cameron Mendy.
I am too. So let's get to our social media
Wait,
stuff.
just a couple things I want to say real first before we get started. I just want to make sure everybody knows that Origins has been pretty fun. It is a little again lighter attended than we have expected, but hopefully these conventions are coming back. I think Gen Con's numbers are actually looking like they're going to be pretty normal. In fact, quite high. At least that's what they're telling us. So it's good that folks are coming back out and being with their friends and all of that kind of stuff. It is marvelous. And I apologize. I've been talking a lot. We've actually done quite well at the convention with people buying Gooey Cube stuff, and so I'm losing my voice a little bit, but I will battle it as best as I can. So, and Camera Mandy, did you redo your hair? You got a new color? Is there this a new color?
No, it's just curled because I have a as with most weeks right after Goo Morning Zyathé, I have another kid's birthday party to go to. So we're in the stage of my life where all of my friends and my family have children now, and they're all born within 3 months of each other. So right after this, I have a birthday party. But anyway, but that's not till noon, so we have time. Hey, what time is it in Ohio right now? Just out of curiosity.
It is noon in Ohio. And
Wow.
I'm going to, as soon as we're done, I'm going to go grab some food for Michael and for Alex and for Colt, who are all at the booth. So I'm going to go take care of them best as I can. And yes, so yes, we were making rather merry last night. I do not have a hangover. No, I do not. But I definitely I overslept a little bit. And
I this picture. I mean, I hope you live for very long. But as your goddaughter, I am going to put this picture in your slideshow at your
oh
funeral.
God.
I think it's necessary. Yeah. So I think everyone needs to be witness to this at the end of your life.
Well, here's the deal. I guess Mike got up and he said that I was laying there still snoring, and he got all dressed to head down to the booth, and I guess I was still snoring, and so then he said, "Well, I'll let the old man sleep," and I kind of rolled over and I opened my eyes and I went, "Oh gosh, what time? It's probably 9 o'clock," which the hall opens at 10, and then of course we were doing the show at noon. So I roll over and I look at the clock and it says 10:01, and I'm like, oh my God.
So it's okay because Mike is at the booth.
Yes.
I do worry about Alex and Colt who are there because Alex is our printer and
He's
Colt
great though.
just does not understand. He's one of the owners, but he just does not get Gooey Cube in D&D. He goes with the flow, if you will. So I would pay to see a video of those two selling, and I'm gonna just put. I know Rick's in the background listening to this, so if he could get me a little I know.
Oh
So,
goodness. I'm a little perspiry.
oh,
I'm out of control this morning. I've been running around trying to get dressed and all of this stuff.
I'm not sure why my. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can't.
Why do you keep showing this picture?
Because I can't. I didn't open it as a slideshow. I'm starting to understand. So I gotta fix this. Okay, hold on 1 second. Just give me a
She's going
second.
to fix it. Good. Then
I have
give you.
more. I have more photos of Origins to show, and I'm like, why is it not scrolling? Anyway.
Well, while you do that, while you fix that up, I'm going to give everybody a quick little Kickstarter update so everyone knows kind of where we are. So right now we are actually laying out the Cyclopedia Magica, And last I saw, we were at about page 100. So that's very exciting. And the layout process is very onerous, right? We've got to get all the right pictures, all the captions, all of that stuff. So we are taking that forward. But we are also beginning laying out chapter 5. So I'm very excited about that as well. And Carrie, Marvelous Carrie, is helping with some editing on Legends, Lore, and Libations, which was written by our Marvelous Keith. And so we are kind of working on 3 different projects. And at the same time, we are also putting together The Witch's Wrath. So we have it ready for all of our friends at Gen Con for when it gets run. And we are also working on a special limited edition module that you can only get at Gen Con. That's not quite true, because our Kickstarter and friends will be able to get it afterwards if they want to just purchase it directly. But at Gen Con, if you make a purchase at our booth of, I believe it's $30 or more, you actually get this special limited edition module for free. So we're very excited. We put a coupon in the coupon book, and the limited edition module is going to have portraits of Gen Con folks, a number of them, including Peter, who was, of course, the founder of Gen Con. And so we're really hustling to put together a lot of new things, right? And soon we shall begin laying out Darkenhaven. So we are on the way to getting our Kickstarter pretty close to being done, which is fabulous. So what do you got here, Camera Mindy? Oh, yes, there's a Rick right in the middle, right?
Oh, can I mention one more thing for Kickstarter?
Yes, please.
Okay. Next week, we'll be emailing out the digital downloads for our special item cards. So yes. So those I think Stan finished producing them, and we'll be emailing those out to everyone who has purchased them next week. So and then all the digital downloads should be out after that, and everything that we've created so far should be out. So we're getting very close on Kickstarter to fulfilling our 2020 Kickstarter stuff.
Yes, and our marvelous friend Jesse sent some suggestions based on the Fusilier, folio that we sent out. Obviously, we had done quite a few changes since then as well, but we really appreciate the feedback. Jesse's not the only one. Others have sent us feedback about different things like the classes and the races, and these are wonderful helps to be able to look and say, well, maybe if we change this or move this around, that makes it better. So
we are you talking about the email from last night?
Yes, I believe he sent it to Book of Knowledge, but he also sent it to me this morning.
So. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. Listen, we always appreciate feedback, even if it's like positive or constructive. So please, like, if you read our work and you're like, okay, these stats may not make sense, or we love that kind of feedback. Never be shy. Just be kind. So as long as you're kind.
You all suck, your material.
Yeah, exactly. And this email that we got, it was a very long email, but it was a very kind email in terms of like, I love what you're producing out there. These are just some things that I feel don't really make sense with this particular class. And
the Fusilier is, was when we did the folio was really I would call it our beta version at best, right? And flowstone cores hadn't really been fully developed, power cores hadn't been fully developed. We worked on all of that, so a lot of things that Jesse's commenting on, we may have adjusted or addressed already. But I agree with Camera Mandy. It is so appreciative when folks give us feedback to make the materials better. So anyway, there's Philip. Goodness gracious, there's all kinds of friends right there.
Yeah, I didn't grab everything. I'm going to go through a quick slideshow of some of the stuff from Origins. I do like this art. I couldn't
believe I found this little cube, Camera Mandy.
Yeah, no, I love this art.
Now stop for a second on this, because I really want to talk about this. You can't quite tell when you're looking at it how big it is. It's probably, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 feet, sort of to front to back, but the tail is on there. And I think if you put the tail on, if you stretched it out with the tail, it'd probably be doggone close to 2.5 feet long. And it's at least a good foot high. And it is magnificent. This was at Hit Point Press's booth. And I had a nice chat with them about it. This Tarrasque is magnificent. And apparently I didn't even know there was a Kickstarter for this model. And Damien was talking about that this morning on the Facebook. And it's magnificent. Just if you have a chance, take a look at the Facebook, zoom in on the photos, because what a miniature it is.
I have to congratulate you on your photography. in this photo because I like how you have Hit Point Press like just in the background of it.
I did that on purpose. I
I'll give
wanted
you
to
some
make sure our friends at
kudos
Hit Point
in
Press got
terms
a little
of
mwah, yes.
yeah. Okay. Oh, this is Addie.
Addie, hello, Addie. She crashed our booth, before we didn't know there was a VIP event that opened the hall at 9 a.m. And so we didn't show up till 10 a.m. So Addie crashed our booth.
I love that.
Yes, this is when we were at Freedom Game and Hobby, and Marvelous Teal and Scott. The folks at Freedom were so friendly and kind to us, and we met lots of new friends. And it is just wonderful to have retailers around the country that love what we're doing and are excited about what we're doing. And we've actually met 3 or 4 more retailers while we've been here. Who want to talk to us. Yes, so that is wonderful. And we had such a good time at Freedom. Yep, there's their store. If you are in that Canton, Ohio area, if you go to their store, there's all massive inventory, all kinds of stuff. They have a wonderful upstairs where people go and game and play. It is really, really nice.
That is exciting. So that is our that section of it. I have other social media. Just give me a second. I know you just vamp for time while I get the next slide show up and running.
Cameraman, whenever you go, I will know that I need to be a vamper.
Yeah, exactly. My apologies for that. I don't even know.
Let me while you're getting ready, because Rick's about to come on. Let me talk a little bit about Rick. So we had the marvelous circumstance of meeting Richard Ankley probably. Oh goodness, 2 years ago now. And Rick's gonna have to remind me because I can't remember if it was at Dragon Con. I think it was at Dragon Con, but it might have been at Gen Con. And we really had a great hit it off. We hit it off well. Mike was there and Colt was there, and we just had a wonderful chat. And at the time, Rick was getting ready to go on his Rick Rolls tour around America. He was going to go to all these game stores, and we were really excited about it. And so we sponsored his tour. And of course, then a couple months later, as he was beginning his tour, COVID hits, and there's no more touring. So, we'll talk about this in a moment. So there's no more touring, and here we are. Poor Rick is not able to go, and it's just terrible. Anyway, the good news is that over time, because of the COVID and all of this stuff, and I want Rick to tell most of his story, he started working on more social media stuff. He's got a studio that he's doing. He's got clients that he's helping with social media. He's doing all kinds of wonderful things, but he is also a personality on TikTok called the Tabletop Santa, and he is worth following. He is wonderful. He is a joy of a person, and he's also huge. I'm a pretty big guy, and Rick is a couple 3 inches taller than I am, and probably a little bit broader.
I love when you said he's huge. I was thinking you were talking personality-wise.
He's also a huge personality. He is a big man. In fact, he and his friend Tommy are both huge. They are big men. I mean, they both look like they play football, right? Professionally. So anyway, so cameraman, tell us, this is our marvelous build that Ryan and our friends out there at KublaCon did for us. Yes.
Yes, and I was hoping to have the video up and edited by the show this week, but I found out that we're moving by next Friday.
Yeah, don't worry.
We were supposed to have like a long move, like over the course of several months, and then suddenly it was like, oh, we have to be out by Friday.
Well, we have a subletter that wants to come in and use the building, and that's nice for us because we don't have to pay extra rent for 2 months, so that does help a lot.
Yes, so I pulled the pictures, and I'll do the video edit after we're done moving.
No, it's going to be fun. I mean, we got some great shows coming up, and some wonderful things to do. I keep showing. By the way, I keep telling people at our conventions. Go ahead, you can scroll through these pictures because this is just marvelous. Just go slowly.
And I just want to say, his wife did. They painted so much of this stuff like the week before the con.
Yes, and her name is Kat. Is that correct, cameraman? Caitlin? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I thought it was Morgan.
It is Morgan. You are absolutely right. Yes, and she is marvelous. And what a dear person. She's just got a wonderful heart. I had such a nice chat with her, and really, I mean, we are. I am consistently in awe of generally of this community, of the kindness and the goodness that exists, the willingness to help, the desire to be, welcoming and not bullying and friendly, and it's just a wonderful thing. And this is just so wonderful. We had such a wonderful time doing the show, and of course David Travis shows up, and here we are with the tabletop RPG Santa, right? So, excuse me, the RPG Santa showing up at our place, and then it was Julio, right, who won the whole big
Alejandro.
Alejandro, who won the big grand prize, and Alejandro had just come by our booth and loved our stuff, and it was just, I mean, it was magical. It was a magical day. It was just so much fun.
Yes. Oh, Pam says Ryan and Morgan are lovely people, and they genuinely are, and they did an amazing job helping us put together the show. And a lot of the stuff was so last minute because they were supposed to have some Dwarven Forge at their disposal, and it turned out that it was not anymore. And so they put this entire set together like last minute for us, and it really was like a gorgeous design. And then on top of that, Pamela's son was able to play with.
That's
Dungeons.
right. Leo came out there and helped us build. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
It was really, really a phenomenal group effort.
And there was a number of other people helping build, right? And
Yeah.
of course Harry and Pam showed up, and they were helping with drawing names and all of that stuff. And really, I mean, and of course your dear Adam, right? Your dear Adam is there, him taking pictures and all of this.
He did all the video stuff while it was a small but mighty group of people who put this show on. But at Gen Con, it will be a large and mighty group of people putting on this show, because there's I think they've already sold 250 tickets.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but we're approaching 250 ticket sales, and lots of people buy tickets at the end, and lots of people get these tickets that are not really you just go to any event, and as long as they got space. So I mean, we could have well over 300 people in the room. It was, Harry, and thank you to you and Pam so much for your help. But we could have a big group in this room. I mean, screaming and yelling and all of that kind of craziness, kind of like we had at Genghis Khan. And from now on, the Gooey Game Show is not going to be longer than 2 hours. That's our plan. And we have some cool new things that we're bringing to the game show. And of course, we're very excited because Stefan, who is the founder of Dwarven Forge, is going to be one of our guests, contestants, as well as Nate, who is the president of Dwarven Forge. They're both going to be there. We're going to talk about their new Kickstarter. They're bringing some stuff for us to showcase, and we're really. They're also contributing a $100 gift card to the prize pool, and we have a ton of prizes to give away. So we are very excited for the audience to have fun. Of course, we'll bring up people from the audience to be able to play, and we have a sort of a new method that will be in the Gooey Game Show going forward, that we are pretty excited about, with a few more twists and turns in the rooms, and we will see what people like when we run it at Gen Con. So we're excited to see you all there. And also, my friends, don't forget on Thursday night, and this is just for our Gooey people. This is not for everyone out there, so don't tell a lot of folks. It's really for us. In our game room, the Gooey Game Room, at 8:00 on Thursday night, we're going to have our Gooey party. And so everybody can come, and we'll have some food and such like that. We can't do booze in the room, but there are bartenders and things like that are elsewhere that you can get and come in. So it's going to be a great fun time. Father Jiki, we need you to come to Gen Con one of these years and bring your marvelous Tish, and we need to hang out. So you've got to figure that out here, my friends. We need to see our friend here. Yes. What'd you whoop about?
Sorry, I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get the. We are going to be premiering the Belania Sorrow.
Oh.
But I'm playing it off of YouTube and streaming it, so I hope it goes.
So this is marvelous, my friends. So I'll let Camera Mandy tell you about this, because it's really her work and Martin's, and so you need to tell about this, Camera Mandy.
Okay, well, I'm really excited. You guys have already seen the Hernesh video. Martin did another one for Belania, who is heavily featured in chapter 4. It's kind of her story. I feel that exploring in chapter 4. She's
It
on
is.
the
It is marvelous. It is
Yes.
a beautiful tale. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, yes. So anyway, so I gave Martin her portraits and I said, this is her story. And he really, I feel, took us through all of her story. And so I put it together. The idea with these is that the videos are primarily focused on Martin's work. So I don't have to do as much like editing on them like I do the scenescapes. But I took some liberties with this one. I didn't just use a portrait. I used a few of her photos that we have because I feel like it really tells the story. And I'm just really excited for you guys to see it. So
I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but Melania is very important generally in the entire story of The Darkest Dream, and serves a great role. And her image that is on the cover of chapter 4, and it's titled Melania's Sorrow, is probably, in fact, I'm almost sure it is. I mean, it's hard to decide, but it is probably my most favorite image that we've ever done. And it is just magnificent. It's got so much depth in her face and the monster in the background and all of the things that are going on. All right, this is wonderful. Just enjoy this, my friend.
Yes, and I'm really sorry I did not have the file. It's on my other computer at work. So I'm going to try playing it off of YouTube. If there is not audio, everyone please tell me there's no audio and I'll get that fixed. But hopefully this plays just perfectly. And I'm going to take me and Alphinius off so it's full screen. So there's no audio. So let me fix that for just a second. Hold on.
Don't worry, Mandy. It is beautiful. You know, this is
well, it's all about the audio though. So
I know you've got that audio, but I just don't want you to worry, because if we need to show it next week, we'll show it next week. But you are going to love this, my friends.
Yes.
And Martin, makes this wonderful music, and and nobody knows about him, right? This is the whole thing that is the world, right? Is that there's so many talented and wonderful people out there, many of them in our Gooey den, many of them hanging out with us on our Discord, and they never get a chance, and that's a little bit of what Gooey Cube is kind of about, is giving people this opportunity to stretch their creative wings just a little bit and put themselves in a position where they can add to the world or add to their own, their own selves. I'm extraordinarily proud that quite a number of our artists from some time ago were relatively undiscovered artists, and because we gave them chances, and I've had a number of them tell me this, because we gave them chances, they got hired by film companies, they got hired by studios, it is just a wonderful thing to know that you helped advance someone's career. And that is a wonderful thing that we are excited to do for folks. What do you think, cameraman? Do you think you got it?
I don't think we're going to get audio through StreamYard, at least. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it live after this show, and please go to our YouTube channel and check it out, because it is so marvelous, and we'll play it on the show next week.
Yeah, show it next week. That would be wonderful. And we want to bring on Rick anyway. It's time.
Yeah. So but just know it is beautiful, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. And please leave us comments so that way Martin can see.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. You will love it.
Okay, here we go. Rick.
Hey.
Aha.
I thought we weren't wearing shirts.
I took it off, and Camera Mandy admonished me. You saw her do that, right?
Right.
Oh my gosh. I did admonish you. He came on the stream this morning with no shirt on. I was like, excuse you, put a shirt on.
She did not like my shoulders. Yes.
I would never body shame you. But on the stream, we must wear clothes.
Dang it.
Rick, one of these days, you and me, we're going to come on and show our shoulders.
Our shoulders.
All right. So, Rick, it is great to see you, my friend. Listen now. So we got a bunch of Gooey people out there, and obviously you've been a member of the den and all that stuff. And I told a little bit about how we met. Yeah. But tell us a little bit of your tale. How did this whole thing begin? How did all this because you are kind of famous. So tell us this tale. I want to hear.
I mean, it's a tale of sorrow. No, but our tale, Alphinius, started at your first Gen Con.
It was Gen Con. You're right. It wasn't Dragon Con. You're right.
It was your first Gen Con. Someone was chasing me around the hall saying, you got to come visit our booth. And that's where we first met. And then it was,
and you took a video of us.
I think it was it was either 2018, I think.
2019.
2019.
Yes.
And then it was Dragon Con, like right after that, is where I met Mike down in the RPG rooms. He was just standing around with some flyers, and he goes, are you a dungeon master? Why, yes, I am. And here, have a flyer. I was like, I met you about 2 weeks ago.
And then we went out drinking or something, and I don't really remember very much after that.
We did. We went and had some food and some drinks and had some great conversation. But as far as like my history in the space is concerned, I've always been kind of like floating around the space. I've been playing like tabletop
Rick,
games.
I just got to say something, sir. You are very large to be floating.
Well, you know,
I'm a little floating around.
Yeah. I'm like an iceberg.
You and me both, sir. We will iceberg together.
And so I've been playing RPGs since like 1982. And so it's always been a part of my life. And when I was in the military, I'd always go to my friendly local game store wherever I was stationed. And that's where I'd find my community. I never expected to find myself in the industry doing the things that I have done over the last few years. But I was at Dragon Con a couple years before you and I met. And the owner of Diamond Comics distributor's son was there, saw what I was doing. I was doing photography. And he's like, hey, you look like you get along really well with people. I have great people skills. And we'd love to have you come next week to Baltimore, shoot some photos. Okay, I'm retired. Let's do that. So I do. And then I get a job working for them, which I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Diamond Comic Distributors is also Alliance Game Distributors. And when I got there, I was like, hey, you guys do nothing with Alliance in regards to media marketing or anything. Let's start this thing called Game Trade Media. And we started doing content, interviewing people at conventions, doing our own like live stream RPG show, and painting happy little minis, right, with Dave Taylor, and which was super fun, and got to meet so many people in the industry. But after about 6 years working for them, I was like, I'm ready to go do my own thing. And I left to go do Rick Rolls America, like you mentioned. And I got 3 months into it, traveled quite a bit in 3 months. And then pandemic hit, and I was kind of at a loss because I put like my whole house in storage. I got rid of my townhouse. I was going to be on the road for a year.
You were going to literally travel the country for an entire year, right? And how many game stores
right now? Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
How many game stores were you going to visit, Rick? What was your number?
It was probably going to be close to 100.
Yeah.
Across the United States. I wanted to hit every state in the lower 48. And then the next year, I wanted to go to like Hawaii and go to like Gecko's Comics and Games or Jellies, and then go to Alaska up in Juneau and hit the couple that are up there that I know about. And then some in Canada. It was going to be Rick Rolls of World the next year.
Wow.
But no, so the tragedies began then. But the tragedy turned into something really amazing, right? I get stuck in a hotel. Not a great hotel. I mean, I love Red Roof Inn was one of my sponsors, and I appreciate what they provided. But I was stuck in it for about 4 months because my first question to anybody, any apartment rental, any house rentals was, have you been out of state in the last 90 days? Have you been in any big, large crowds in the last 90 days? I don't know if going to like 14 states and going to like Gamma, Toy Fair, PAX East, PAX South counts as big gatherings. But in their eyes, it sure did. And so I was trapped there, but I was lucky to be trapped near my children, my youngest two. And I was visiting them one day, and they're on their phones at the other end of the couch, keeping social distancing. And they're looking at their phones, and they're showing each other some stuff. They're laughing. I'm like, hey, I'm right here, guys. I'm visiting. What are you doing? We're on TikTok, Dad.
TikTok.
Like, oh, tell me about TikTok. They're like, no way. You wouldn't understand, you boomer. And I'm like, I'm not a boomer. I'm just not. And they started telling me like what it was. I knew what it was. I was just trying to figure out what their description of it would be. And they basically said it was like Vine, but better. And I was like, okay, I get that. And I said, what are you consuming? What kind of content are you looking at? My daughter had makeup tutorials, dancing, her fandom in K-pop and all that. And my son was video games and funny cat videos and all that stuff because that's what he's into. And then I was like, my marketing mind starts to twist. What have you bought, or what has your mother and I purchased based on things you've seen on this platform? My daughter was like, this makeup kit, a light ring, a ring light, a LED lights on top of her bedroom, foam all over the walls. And I was like, that's tracking. Then I asked my son the same question. He's like, this Steel Series keyboard and headphones for my computer, a ring light, almost everything except for the makeup. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, what does this say here? TikTok, someone.
Sorry,
Geeky has been pushing me on this for quite some time, actually, and I know you have as well, Rick.
Yes. And so once I realized that they were making purchases, and the whole TikTok made me buy it thing is real. I went back to the hotel, spent about 10 hours just kind of dabbling with the platform, and kind of figured out what I would start making content-wise, RPG mainly. And then I was like, you know what? I think our industry could benefit from this as well. Because I was on the Gamma market expansion committee at the time, and we're looking at different ways to connect with new potential consumers for our industry. And TikTok was the place, right? And it still is. And now I run about 60 publishers' TikTok accounts.
Yes, and you also, even more than that, right? You do the Tabletop Santa, right? So this is you are that personality, right?
I am Tabletop Santa on the platform. It's my name -- Tabletop Santa. It was Tabletop Santa all by itself, but I only really saw any real good growth during November and December. I don't know why, but yeah. So I'm on there. I mean, I've got about 30. I'm almost to 31,000 followers, which is pretty good.
It's a big deal.
And but if I take all the clients that I have that I do their accounts from, like Level Up Dice, Whiz Kids, CMON, Ultra Pro, the Op, I have a little over 100,000 followers based on those accounts. And I put a lot more energy in those now because that's what's keeping my studio open and allowing me to play with all the toys.
Yeah, well, that's right. It gives you some revenue, right? That's the important thing, right? That it brings it through. So, if you're wondering why I'm perspiring, our room is not as cool as it should be. There's something going on with the air conditioner, and so now I'm wearing this. This is why I would prefer not to be wearing a shirt.
Right? I had to shut my AC off too because I didn't want the buzzing of the machine, and I'm sweating over here.
Yes,
next time
the sun is coming in the window.
So great,
Cameraman, what do we do?
I always get blamed somehow for not having enough air conditioning for Alphinius, and I'm here in Colorado. So anyway, here's my question for you. So you've managed to create a space for yourself to be able to do something really cool with TTRPG companies. Mm-hmm. Do you still love playing TTRPGs as much as you did before you started making this your job?
I 100% love it just as much, if not more, because
we all do. You know, it's the problem is we don't get enough time, right, Rick? We don't get enough time.
That is the paradox, right? With the work and the travel to find more work, it is reduced, and I actually get hungry to play, right? But what I find interesting is because I work with like Green Ronin, Monty Cook Games, Hunters Entertainment, who are all RPG companies, I get to read more though for research, and I get even hungrier because I want to play all these different RPGs, right? And so my big thing is I think at my studio we're gonna start doing something similar to what you're doing here, where we're gonna go live and we're gonna be teaching more content in that space as well, like on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. But through interview processes, like I'd love to talk to Hit Point Press. I saw the Tarrasque. I did a little TikTok with the Tarrasque, but what's funny is he only showed the Tarrasque. There are two other creatures right next to it that were even more terrifying than the Tarrasque: a fluffy owl and a golden owl. both very scary.
The Tarrasque was just impressive, you know, it was so
very impressive.
You know, Rick, so Tabletop Santa really has kind of taken off. I mean, you know, that 31,000 followers is nothing to sneeze at, you know, and cameraman, if you have a moment, we should put it's because it's Rick Ankley Dash, right? Is that how Rick Ankley Dash Tabletop Santa?
It's just all you have to do is put in at Rick Ankley.
Oh, and that gets you there. You don't even have to put the Tabletop
right
Santa in there. Okay.
Yep.
Let me see if I can pull up a screenshot of it on.
Yeah, do that real quick. That'd be wonderful to show Rick in his hat. You know, he's sometimes he looks like a drunk Santa.
I think you're going to be surprised because my image that I have as for TikTok is a Gooey cube image.
So what tips would you give to companies or individuals who want to expand their platform on social media but don't have a lot of time to do so?
Well, that's good. That's a tough play there because TikTok is a social entertainment platform that requires consistency.
Yes.
In that making at least one video a day it helps keep you in the eyes of the potential fandom or followers that you want to acquire. For publishers, my big thing is because publishers are notorious for not having the bandwidth for one more thing, right? And that's what TikTok is. Right. And a lot of people think, well, it's just TikTok. It can't take that long to make a 3-second or 7-second or 15-second or a minute video. Commercials that are on television are around 60 seconds or less.
Mm-hmm.
I think they take a little bit longer than what people think.
Oh,
I've made a few commercials.
I'm very aware of how long video is not easy to just like throw together. Now, and it is kind of curious to me because like I edit videos for my profession,
yes.
but I am not like adept at doing like camera, like on my cell phone videos. Like I use my DSLR, I edit through Adobe Premiere, and this is like a whole other world in terms of what people are looking at these days.
Yeah.
So
there's a learning curve.
Yeah.
There's absolutely a learning curve in regards to the bells and whistles that are available on the app, on the phone, and what one can do off platform with all the other different editing services that are out there. But my biggest advice to publishers is this: do some stuff for yourself, even if it's 1 or 2 videos a week for the publishing company, because that'll give them a humanized presence on the platform, right? You want to show the people behind the work. Work with someone like me, and right now it's only me. I don't know anybody else that's doing it. So anybody out there listening, no, I'm just kidding.
Rick is trying to pimp me for a little bit of work. Perhaps we will have a discussion about this, Sir Ankley. Yes.
Work with someone who can provide a service of giving you 10 or 15 videos a month that are more product focused, but in a fun, entertaining, or educational way. Because then obviously that's showing what your company is all about, what products are available, but not in an advertisement salesy kind of way. And third, if you can, and if not all publishers have the resources, if you can afford to work with other influencers, as there are other influencers in the board game space, from Grant's Game Rex, Danny Standring, Brandon the DM for TTRPG stuff. Working with these folks brings some more star power to your platform as well. So yeah, look at all those.
That one in the middle looks like you're on Deadliest Catch.
Yeah, Deadliest Catch, or I'm an old sage. Yeah.
Listen, I want to let you know, I really appreciate what you do. Like just knowing how, like, it's like, oh, TikTok is something that we should be doing. And just like, we have like an occasional video that pops up on there, but the time and effort that you put into helping all these people is phenomenal. And the fact that you're able to communicate in a way that people respond to on this platform. And you pointed out something really interesting in there, which is that you have to do it in a way that doesn't feel like you're selling it, because people don't want to be advertised to on this platform. So you have to find a voice that shows your work while also not pushing, for the sale. And I think you do an excellent job of that.
A good example would be if you looked up Ultra Pro on TikTok, when it comes to finding your voice. And that's one other good thing too, and thanks for saying that, is every company needs to find what their voice is on TikTok. And
I have to drag the puzzle piece to confirm I'm not a robot.
that you're a real person. Yeah, right there, the very first one, Ultra Pro International.
Uh-huh.
So this is one of the accounts that I work with and provide content. And if you look at like any of them that have the young lady with the blue shirt on, right there, yep, that one right there. So that's one of the ones that we did. And that video is all about chaos, and that's what they want their voice to be. We appreciate the chaotic gamer. So they're doing stuff with their product that is, who puts Cheez-Its or cheese puffs in your dice tray and then picks up unsleeved magic cards with grimy fingers, right? Nobody. And it causes a lot of like chaos and stuff. So that's one of the things they're doing. They're also putting, like, if you scroll down a little bit more, they're putting food in the deck boxes instead of actually using them for what they are, like coloring eggs or putting chicken nuggies and ketchup and just letting it pour all over the place. And it causes the community to go, you're driving us crazy. This is bothering my OCD, but I love it. And now I'm going to be eating chicken nuggies tonight. So finding your voice for any publisher is very important. And I think Hunters is kind of finding their voice very well on the platform. And they've grown. When we first started, they only had maybe 1,100 followers, and they've gotten up to a little over 5,000. So they're coming up. They're growing up. The other one is Level Up Dice, which I know you've talked to Level Up Dice.
I love
Alex
and
and everybody.
People, they're great folks.
Yeah, so Level Up Dice is more, their voice is more of like, every kiss begins with K.
I'm not putting the puzzle piece in the right place. I'm so
sorry. You had it in the wrong place, cameraman.
Okay, go ahead.
And so we've had some really good success with the videos that are being put up here. One of the biggest ones got like 1.42 million views, and it's on their new attaché. It's further down, but you see, like, the Great Gentleman, or That Great Gentleman. He pops up and does stuff, and it's all about. It's super fancy. We're a very fancy dice company. It's just super funny. One of mine is the Magic Dice Box. And right about here is where the attaché is. If you see it, it's that container piece thing. And we're too far down but one of their videos got a ton of views. I want to say
1.5 million views.
Yeah, 1.5 million views on that video. Then it's showing one of their new products. And it was literally just here's this, just showing it in its prestige, as a magician would show everything about the magic, right? And it performed very, very well.
It's the full on, it's the dice tower and everything, right?
Yeah, dice tower, cool. GM screen. Cool. Yeah, it's really nice. And yeah, it's a pretty neat little device. But that one did very well, and that really boosted. As you can see, they've got close, I want to say 54,000 followers now.
Wow, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
So oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, Camera Mandy, I've got to go down to the booth or I'm going to get in trouble. So those guys are down there all by themselves.
Okay,
so.
Let me ask Rick one more question.
Yes, let's do it.
And then we'll wrap it up. Oh, wait, where do you see the market trends going in the future?
Oh, that's a great question. I feel like as more and more people who are watching the content that are unfamiliar with our space, it's going to word of mouth from the short form video content is going to spread, especially if we continue to do it in educational and entertaining ways. So I have a feeling that we're going to see more people finding their way to our space, because everybody, I don't care who you are. If you say, oh, I'm not a gamer, you are lying to yourself. Everybody is a gamer. It's just, you may not have found your game yet. And we're going to show it to you. You're going to
drop that insight, man.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, Rick.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because everybody says, well, I'm not a gamer. But I go, well, what's the last game you played? And they'll be like, Monopoly. So you do play games.
You play games.
Right? Or hide and seek. Or when a person says, well, I'm more into sports, I go, what is football? They call it a football what? Game. It's a football game. Everybody's Absolutely. A gamer. And we'll find the one for you. And that's because when I talk to people in person and they're like, well, I'm not really a gamer. And I'm like, well, that's cool. Well, what are you into? Well, I like watching true crime videos. Oh, you should hear. And here's a true crime board game. And I'll tell them all about it. And they're like, that's That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah, let's
didn't
go
know
play
there
it.
was one, right?
That's exactly it. They just don't know because everybody's life isn't like ours is. We're immersed in this space all the time, right? So our fingers are on the pulse where theirs is more on the pulse of maybe raising their kids or going to their 9 to 5 and being inundated with whatever the world is around them mostly. But they're finding it, and it's really cool because who would have thought that somebody that does gaming content on TikTok, not me, because there are others that have hundreds of thousands of followers that were never gamers
I've
before.
seen them hundreds of thousands, hundreds and
Yeah,
hundreds. Some people with millions, and
correct,
they're not necessarily celebrities. They're celebrities in their own right, but they didn't come
right,
from a celebrity platform, and they end up
correct.
having all these people watching them, and it's just
Mhm.
there's some really wonderful messages out there, things that inspire you and make you feel good,
Yep.
and it is quite a marvelous platform. All right, camera Mandy, we'll talk to Rick after we get done with this convention,
All
and
right.
you and I'll
Listen, yeah, Rick,
figure
you
out.
have to do this again. This has been like a genuine pleasure. Like, I
Thank you.
mean, you dropped some. I mean, everyone's a gamer. You just haven't found your game yet. I mean,
Yeah.
amazing. So thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'll have you back on again for sure.
Yeah, Rick, we're going to bring you back because I want to do that. I hate to cut it short, honestly, because I feel like I would love to chat here for another 15, 20 minutes, but I just can't. I've got to get down there and help Mikey and Colt and those guys. So
I got to get over there too because I'm also here at Origins.
You're going to pop by, right? And maybe tonight we can go grab just one beer. Let's not have 5, okay? Let's just have
Hey, so I have pushed the Bardic Tales Bolaño Sorrow live on YouTube. After we're done with this, please go watch that on YouTube. It is so good, and I need people to send Martin some love. So
yes, and put a little message up in the Gooey Den, will you, camera Mandy, so people see that as well, and on the Discord maybe, and that kind of stuff. Rick, thank you, my friend, for everything, really, for your friendship throughout the years, and for just being always encouraging and a good friend to us, and I love what you're doing, and I'm excited for your new business that is flourishing. It is really, really wonderful. Awesome. So I'll let you give everybody the go. May all your adventures be sticky line if you want to do that. So are you ready, sir?
I hope so.
Goodbye for now, my friends, and
may all your adventures be sticky.
Ha ha. Bye bye.